started.
And Lily hops on when we clap.
There you go, magic.
Magic. Oh, she's gone. The clap, I'm out.
When I hop on, don't clap.
Yeah.
Do we have I just wanted to clarify about the translation. Do we have that in place? Or are they good? Can we start or?
Mary Rose,
I
our beautiful coordinator.
Lovely host. Mary and Lily and lovely Priyanka and all of you lovely people out there. Okay, I think we should just start.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. And if I didn't give you time to say hello back to me.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Now, am I aware or did you know?
That's hilarious. Her phone
Maybe we
rang and
both
she picked
are.
up to say hello at just the appropriate time.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Wonderful.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't recognize it. No.
Okay. So I'm Chandana Bawa and I'm from Delhi.
I'm Isha Bawa. I am an Access Consciousness Certified Facilitator and I am from all over the world.
Oh. Oh, kids know it all.
But I was
this.
born in Delhi.
Yeah, totally. Yes, and we're just so grateful that you took time out and joined us tonight for us to speak about possibilities, for us to get to know each other, for us to talk about controversial topics, three of them: money, business, and family.
Oof.
Oh, quite a
How
combination.
dare we?
Like, that's a combination.
That's not something we're supposed to even touch the conversation around. Leave aside talking candidly with regards to what is true for you, with
Yeah.
regards to family, money, and business.
It's interesting, right? Because family is something you portray as the right thing, the perfect. Like my family, perfect. I don't know about yours. My family is just perfect. I mean,
And if it's not perfect, there's a bunch of shame, blame, regret, and guilt that go hand in hand, that for your family not matching up to the perfection of your standard of perfection according to the
Yeah.
points of views that have been running down generations.
yeah. And the same thing with business.
Yeah.
You know, if it's not up to the mark, can we have a different family? Oh, choice.
I mean, how dare we talk about choice?
Yeah. No, it's really interesting because we have the same points of views, the same outlook, the same belief system, the same way of behaving with business. And we have exactly the same with money. You know, everything is supposed to be hidden. Everything is what is allowed to be seen is the perfection of it. What's allowed to be portrayed is how right we are, and we don't ever get it wrong. And anywhere that, you know, the wrong comes to the surface, there's guilt, there's blame, there's regret, there's so much shame. But that in itself could destroy you. So everywhere that that's been your reality and your primary relationship with
Wow.
money, with business, and with family, could we please destroy and uncreate that?
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, online shorts, boys and beyonds. And also, if I can add
Yes,
to what you
please.
just spoke
Yeah.
about destroying yourself.
Hello, Abir.
Hello. Mom spoke about how we use our points of views to destroy ourselves, right? And which is so interesting because when you look at the clearing statement, going back to your bars class, right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, online thoughts, boys and beyonds. For all of you who remember this, POD stands for point of destruction. Everywhere you have been destroying yourself in order to keep a limitation alive. So how many do you guys get? A limitation does not it's not designed to make you greater. A lot of people have this point of view that limitations make you stronger, and your true strength you only get to know when a problem hits. And then you have no other, no other place to go but to look at how strong you really are. But do you guys recognize that true strength comes from the power of your being, not from having to not having to sustain or go through any kind of um, destruction, or to ever have to destroy yourself by keeping a point of view, a judgment, or a limitation in your world alive.
And everything that brought up,
Yeah.
can we destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, hot, cold, 9 shots, boys and beyond.
Gary Douglas says true strength comes from acknowledging the difference that you be.
Yeah, and that's Sam's question. Can we have a different family?
Yeah.
What if you're having that ask of, can we have a different family? Does not come from, I want to change my mom, my dad, my husband, my wife, my kids, my brother, my sister, and everybody else.
And where we live and where we, the work that you do could obviously change.
Yeah.
It's a 10-second increment, but it's not about fighting who you are or fighting your family.
Yeah, it's more of, okay, if I could be different, if I could have this different, what would that be? It's coming from the space of a question, or where it doesn't have to be what you've decided and concluded it is. It doesn't have to be what you've decided and concluded it ought to be. And how many of us have actually kept ourselves limited to that? The easiest way is with money or business. See, I belong to my family. I didn't outcreate them. Everywhere you've done that, would you destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, hot,
That's
9
hilarious.
shots, boys and
But
beyonds.
how much do we all do this, guys? I love what you just brought up. Like, how much do you all, and have you all categorized your being, your very being, into the economic strata or the economic box monetarily, based on what you think you were born into? And where have you decided, and where have you cut off all the other possibilities of what you are capable of, because you've decided that if you ever had to outcreate your family, you step away from the box and the very roots of the economic and financial and monetary stratification that you have decided that you are.
And everything that brought up, right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, 9 shots, boys and beyonds.
How much do you have to separate yourself from the world of inclusion? The inclusion, consciousness includes everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. How much do you have to separate yourself from the world of oneness, inclusion of everyone and everything, every single thing and every single one, to be able to have that box of I belong here?
Yeah. And every belonging, everywhere you need that belong, everywhere you're like, I belong here, I have to belong here, so I have to do that. And everywhere you choose so you can belong, is that even a choice? That isn't even a choice, but we fool ourselves that we are choosing, but it's still the need to belong. And that need to belong comes from the space of where that creates this structural cohesiveness, which has you sticking to each other, sticking to, and sticking, when you stick to each other, what you're really sticking to is each other's points of views.
Actually, how much have you all decided?
I laugh.
How much have you all
I can literally hear Sam laughing. Oh, Sam from Netherlands. Oh, no longer from India.
Oh.
She broke away from family.
Oh, shit.
Oh, bad woman. She left us and
She's
went away
going
to
beyond
Netherlands.
stratifications, okay?
And for everybody who doesn't know the background to that, Samantha just moved to Netherlands.
Actualized and asked.
Yes.
Which is very
Yes.
exciting.
Yes.
But what I was asking you guys is that how much have we all misunderstood and misidentified and misapplied loyalty as owning and embracing each other's limitations.
Wow. Oh,
Because we
yeah.
don't want to own and embrace each other's strengths. Like, okay, fine, we're happy for each other with that. You don't have to, you don't have to ever justify that you love the person, even though they are strong, right? No, they're amazing. It's understood. You like, it's not but you know, it's appreciated. But how many times do you have to let the next person know that they are valued in your eyes? Even though they have these points of views and judgments about themselves, and the greatest way to show them that they are valued and you're loyal to them is to embrace their limitations as yours.
Yeah. And everywhere you are being loyal to their limitations, that has you giving up on your being and devaluing you. Would you destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, popcorn, 9 shots, boys and beyonds. So it's interesting how family, business, money, they all seem to be integrated. They all seem to be interlinked. And that's one of the most beautiful parts of, with access consciousness classes all around the world, with such beautiful, wonderful facilitators and such wonderful classes around the world. And when you choose a class, like say a body class, your money flows change. When you choose a money class, your relationships change. It's amazing how, how when you let go of a certain limitation, which you think is creating a certain situation in your life, when you let go of that limitation, how various other situations, various other limitations seem to literally shift, change, transform into this possibility that they've always been, but have been suppressed and hidden under a problem, under a limitation. So what problems have you decided and concluded you have with money, with business, with family, that are actually possibilities?
In disguise.
In disguise. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, 9 shots, boys and beyonds. Oh yeah, in disguise, right? Because
Yeah.
possibilities are nice and fluffy, and then they're disguised to be dark and gloomy.
So how many of you have decided what possibilities look like that they don't? And how many of you decided what possibilities don't look like that they actually do? I know we fried you on that one. I dare you to figure that one out.
Like, let me just see where
Right,
she
wrong,
went
good,
with
bad,
that.
pot, pork, online shots, boys, meals. No, wait. I'll figure it out. I need to hold on to something. Gone.
That's the beauty of possibilities, right? You
Yeah.
can't hold on to possibilities.
No.
You just can't, because the only way you can hold on to a possibility is by judging it.
And then you have created
A limitation and a stop. Yes.
the movement is over.
Because now it's no longer a possibility, it's an opportunity.
Eh,
I mean, how many of us are looking for opportunities in business while actually asking for possibilities?
And right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pork, online shots, boys and beyond. And another thing, have you all heard of, again, I'm bringing something up from the bars manual, because, the bars, even though it's considered the first stepping stone to access, it's like, it's the bars class is a big class. There's so much information there.
Yeah.
You can keep doing access. You can be in access for however many years, but bars is something that is like the water. It's like water for consciousness.
Water
in
for
our
a humanoid.
world. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like in the bars class, now they've added the process of jails and E equals MC squared, judgment, agendas, inventions, and lies, and evil equals to mediocrity times corruption squared. And I want to just shed light over here on, Lily has a question, and we're coming to Lily in a second, on the mediocrity part aspect of it. What is mediocrity? Mediocrity is anywhere you give yourself up and you try to make yourself like someone else, or anywhere that you're comparing yourself to somebody else. Oh, I wish I could do it that way, the way they do it. Only if I was that person, only if I had what they had, only if I this, only like them. That is the greatest way to make yourself mediocre. It is a way to lose your difference, and anywhere you're not willing to own, acknowledge, and embrace your difference, you choose mediocrity for yourself, and you all are anything but mediocre in your truest nature. Even fungi is essential for evolution of nature, even though everyone has decided fungi is, the ugly part of nature. Fungi.
And what if fungi tried to become a rose plant,
Yeah.
or a rose plant wanted to become a fungi?
It loses its difference.
Yeah.
Fungi
And
also
it loses, sorry, but it
No,
also
please go
gives
ahead.
up the gift that it actually came on this planet to be.
Yes. Absolutely. And if fungi dies, nature stops. Yeah. So who have you decided is the ugly duckling of the family?
Is it you?
Is it you? Are you the fungi of your family? And where have you not acknowledged your gift? Can you now claim, own, and acknowledge the difference you be, rather than making yourself
Not me,
mediocre every second by trying to be someone else or try to match up to someone else's standard? That is not you. That has nothing to do with the being that you be.
And everything that brought up. Right, wrong, good, bad, what, park, all 9 shots, boys and beyonds.
Should we go to Lily?
Yes, please.
Hi,
Hi.
I am driving. I'm just reaching in a couple of minutes and you will see me. But it's a very, it's something very important that you spoke about. Well, at least it's important for me. When you talked about the loyalty to limitation, can I ask you to just tap on that, touch on that, and like, what is that? I could get the gist of it, but if you can speak a little more. Loyalty to
Sure.
limitations. Thank you.
You're welcome. What is loyalty? And let's look at the energy of loyalty. Loyalty is removing choice from your life by deciding that that's the only way to do it. That's the right thing to do. And now you're just going to do that.
And loyalty also is a no choice area. It's a choiceless universe. Loyalty is a choiceless universe.
Yeah. And every time that you look for loyalty to something that is justifiable by you, that is right, that is perfect, that is worth it. Because come on, if you're loyal to patheticness, if you're loyal to poverty, if you're loyal to limitations, if you're loyal to a friend, if you're loyal to a family, what are you really loyal to? The limitations. Because can you really be loyal to possibilities? You can't be loyal to possibilities because possibilities, like you, are constantly evolving.
Only thing you can do with possibilities is choose them.
Yeah.
You can never
So
be.
are you, sorry, so does that mean, oh, sorry.
Oh, please don't be sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
Does that mean that this is a solid place? Loyalty is like set in stone kind of a thing?
Yeah, absolutely. Loyalty is, it comes from, if you look at the energy of loyalty, and if you look at history, if you look at the Roman culture, the history, look at the Indian history, the European history, loyalty was made something so important and significant.
Something as significant as one could justify it to murder.
Yeah. And you had to be loyal to something. You had to, and what could you be loyal to was something that somebody said or did, or to a certain person. And anybody who was not being loyal was a traitor. Oh, is that a song? So when you're not being loyal, you were actually labeled as a traitor.
As a traitor.
And a traitor had to leave his country. A traitor was hung to death. A traitor was punished. And if nobody punished the traitor, he died with the guilt. So how many of you are loyal to this reality and would never choose to be a traitor, the way Gary says it, the traitor of this reality? Are you willing to be a traitor of this reality?
Everything that is times a gazillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pork, online shots, boys and beyond.
Yeah.
Would you rather be committed to your commitments to your limitations, or would you rather be committed to possibilities? Everything that is right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pork, online shots, boys and beyonds. And how many of you are actually truly willing to destroy and uncreate anywhere you may have made any commitments, promises, blood oaths and vows to keeping limitations alive? Anyone wanting to let go of that?
Yeah, me. Just me.
Just you.
Just.
There's another hand. Okay.
Oh, one more hand.
Me
Okay.
Mary
also.
says yes. Lily says yes.
Sam's hand is anyway up because she
Okay,
had a
great.
question, but we'll just assume she says yes.
Yes. Okay. So all the oaths, vows, communalities, fialities, commitments. Mariam says yes. And
Yay!
so all the oaths, Shivani says yes.
Awesome.
So all the oaths, vows, communalities, fialities, commitments,
Shivani
binding,
said yes too.
bonding contracts that we
Asil.
have all
Gauri.
made to any and all beings, any and all entities, embodied or disembodied, embodied and disembodied, to be committed to our limitations, be committed to limitations and make them ours. Till death do apart. It's funny because you'd never die. Can we now revoke, reclaim, renounce, destroy, and uncreate at all times a godzillion, please?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pork, online shots, boys and beyonds, all the oaths, vows, communalities, fialities, commitments, binding, bonding contracts you all have made to any and all beings, churches, cults,
Colleges,
universities,
societies, religious institutions.
To be committed and loyal to limitations, problems, and destruction and devastation. Can you now revoke, reclaim, renounce, destroy, and uncreate at all times the godzillion,
Yes, please.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pork, online shots, boys and beyonds, and everywhere you all have been implanted and explanted with the point of view that if you were going to be committed to possibilities, you would die. Can you now revoke, reclaim, renounce, destroy, and uncreate it all, please?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pork, online shots, boys and girls. Woo. Okay.
Let's go to Sam's question now. Did that give you clarity, Lily?
Yes, thank you. A lot of space.
Awesome. Now is the space. The space is now. Here's another thing, guys. I'd love to invite you to. I'm sorry, Sam. I know we're coming to you, but it's just popped up. So I'm going to take this moment to invite you all to a different space with family, just for now, for whoever's willing to receive it. There's a different space available. You know, Dane and Gary have been saying, now is the time, now is the time, now is the time. But Dane says, now is the space too. And the space is now. So there's, and Access has said for a very long time, it's really not as much as what you choose, as much as it is the spaces you choose it from that create the result that gets created with everything in your life. And the space is now. So here's something fun that you can try, guys. Try this with me. Family. Now is the space is now. 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 Money. Now is the space is now. Money. Now is the space is now. Money. Now is the space is now. Business. Now is the space is now. Business. Now is the space is now. Business. Now is the space is now. And you can do this with everything. This is fairly new, guys. This is as of a few days old. I think 5 days old. Dane did this for the first time in his 14 billion day live that he does. I saw it on Space Station Earth, and oh my God, please use this to 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 invite yourself to exploring your creations, your family, your children, your parents, money, business, your life, your possibilities from a completely different space. It's not who, what, where, when, as much as it is the spaces you choose from. It creates a completely different result.
Shivani says, thank you. It is awesome.
Thank you for
You're welcome.
receiving.
Yes.
Thank you for receiving.
Yes, Sam. Thank you for that, Isha.
Yeah,
That was lovely.
absolutely.
Thank you for that. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, sweet.
Adya is
Thank you,
too.
thank you.
Mm.
It is so, yeah, Adya is too, of course.
Yeah.
She's gonna be with me everywhere now.
Amazing.
Smart choice.
Space is Adya, Adya is now. It's something like that. So,
Adya,
it's
space is now
amazing.
is the space.
Yes, now it's the space. And
Yeah.
thank you for that question, Lily, around loyalty. So my question is more on how's honoring with, in terms of, you know, the same breath of how we've been playing with loyalty. What's honoring? What's honoring in a relationship? What's honoring with respect to your business? What's honoring with respect to your family? If you could speak a little more to that.
Sure. Should I go?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So you know where loyalty has been looked at as a right thing to do, integrity is the way to be. So when you look at loyalty, it has an energy of, this is what I have to do to be loyal to family. This is what I have to be loyal to a point of view, you know, like Isha spoke about the point of destruction earlier. Your loyalty to your points of views is what destroys you. Whereas if you look at the energy of integrity is the energy of where
You're being true to yours,
Yeah.
to what is true for you.
you're being true to what is true for you, and there's total honoring of you in that, with inclusion of everybody else around you. So you don't give up on yourself to make somebody happy. You don't make somebody greater than you by having the need to be loyal. But integrity comes from a space of being true, being the energy of what is true for you. So for instance, loyalty towards family, what does that look like? It looks like following customs, following the belief patterns, doing it the way granddad did, doing it the way grandmom did, because I'm loyal to our customs. I'm loyal to the way we did it. No questions asked there. This is just what we have to do. Whereas integrity is, this is not true for me. It makes me really, it's this energy of contraction and heaviness. And it may be a beautiful custom for you, but it doesn't necessarily.
And I
create
see
for
the
me.
joy it has for you in your
Yeah.
world, and I honor that.
Yes. I
But
don't
it
make you
doesn't-
wrong for that.
But it doesn't have that
Yeah.
joy for me in my world.
Yes. And it doesn't come from a space of, I'm either choosing for you or for myself. It comes from a space of, this is true for me.
Yeah.
So when there is loyalty, you have to also cut off everybody around you. You have to cut off every contribution around you, because you have to just be loyal to one. But when there's integrity, you're willing to receive from every molecule on the planet, because you haven't judged anyone over the other. Did that give you clarity, Sam? Oh, where did Sam go? She asked a question and disappeared. Okay.
She's saying, yes, it's completely clear. Thank you, Chandana. I think you're great.
Okay, we heard it. We heard it from your head. Totally. You don't need you to say it.
I was your translator.
Thank you. Yes, Mariam.
Yes.
Did Mariam have a question? Okay, Mary Rose.
I think Mariam was saying yes to letting go of yes to firing.
Ah,
Yes, that's it. And I didn't know it. Okay.
Yeah, cool. That's
Lovely.
fine. We
Thank
love
you,
it.
Mariam.
We love that
Appreciate
you said yes.
but
I
see that
appreciate these calls. Thank you.
how wonderful we got to say hi to you and hear
Yeah.
your voice.
Yeah.
Yay.
Awesome. Is there anything else we can contribute to you beautiful beings today?
I
Are
know
there any-
Mary had a question. Did Mary have a question?
I didn't have a question, Esther. I just wanted to add something to what you were talking about earlier with Sam. So I was part of a money workbook class, and the question was asked, do you have more debt or do you have more savings or whatever?
Yeah.
And I was actually ashamed to say that I didn't have debt
Yeah.
because I felt like I was the only person in the room who didn't have debt.
Yes.
And I mean, I went through a lot to get out of debt. But at the same time, I wasn't ready to acknowledge that I was out of debt.
Wow.
So that loyalty thing, where you feel that oneness, like, oh, if I say I'm not, then I don't belong to that group.
Exactly.
That, yes.
Exactly.
And also,
Yeah.
and how much
Thank you for
of-
sharing that, Mary, because that's
Yeah.
so true.
Yeah.
And it's the same with my family. Like, even in the family, I'm the one who doesn't have, that issue, or I don't have. Like, I've kind of done my own thing. And I don't even share in the family group that I'm doing things, because I just feel like, oh, they're not, they're not going
Broken away from the loyalty to poverty, broken
Yeah.
away from the loyalty to destruction. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so different from my family.
And you know what this also reminds me of, not reminds, but what's spinning in my world is how much have you decided, Mary Rose, that your image was dead? And now that you have outcreated it, you are almost going to be unidentifiable
Yeah.
if that is no longer your reality to show anymore. Everything that, does that make sense?
Yes.
Everything that is times a godzillion. Can you revoke, reclaim, renounce, destroy,
Yes.
and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Yes.
And
please.
unhide your difference, your phenomenons, your brilliance, yourself.
Thank you.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, online, shorts, boys, and beyond. There's so much conversation and access that happened within this year about hiding and unhiding.
Yeah.
To such a large extent, how we're comfortable with hiding our greatness, our brilliance, and how we are so comfortable with unhiding all the areas that we've decided are really ugly about us. Because that's what makes you mediocre. It makes you fit into other people's realities. Otherwise, you will be far too different and no one will ever be able to define you ever again. Everything that is times a godzillion, can you destroy and create it all?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, online, shorts, boys, and beyonds.
Lily, did that give
Lily.
you clarity, Mary? I mean, I know you didn't have a question, but that
But
contribution.
was
or
that a
that share
contribution to your
that you
word?
brought up.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
cool.
Thank you.
For the contribution that your share brought up, because that is
Huge.
where we go into guilt of setting free, of being a traitor.
Yeah,
To
to
this
this
reality.
reality.
Yes, darling, Lily.
I
That
want to
was
say
a contribution. I just realized you didn't have a question and I just went for it. Oops.
that was a great awareness. I remember the time that Mary Rose had mentioned to me after a class, and I said, "No, you're right. Whatever is true for you." Anyway, right now, I'm so grateful for that again that you brought it up. Thank you, Mary Rose. But what you said about the image of death, what's that? That was like a big one. I don't know, something
It's like
Yeah.
knocked on my head.
So we all walk around this planet with different images
Yeah.
of what people identify us as what people can define us to be.
Okay.
And so, for example, mom could be a good Indian mother, a good Indian wife, a good Indian daughter. I could be the good Indian daughter. No more, but I could have been that at one point. Someone else will have an image of the successful businessman. Someone else will have an image of the Casanova who gets, who's a charmer. Someone else has an image of something, it's their thing. And for the longest time, people identify you as that because that's your image now. And you become comfortable portraying that to the world, almost like a story of who you are. And most people are more committed to their stories and more committed to justifying their stories of their limitations rather than out creating, outshining, and out manipulating their story to such a degree that you're willing to be completely undefinable, even if that means nobody gets you anymore, because your image is destroyed.
I
Your
like that.
story is different. Yeah, your story is different. Your image is destroyed.
Well, if we had to have a story, what if we could have a story of possibilities?
Yeah.
Instead of, the limitations.
Yeah. So everything that is and everywhere you all are committed to your stories just so that people can identify with you, people can feel safe with you, people will know you then. Knowing always comes from perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving, never from stories, never from comfort, never from the years you have spent together, never from past reference points. So for all of you who are holding that as an excuse, is it that people know you, or is it that they have been able to define you really well up until now and put you into a box of an image?
And everything that brought up, right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pork, nine.
And I don't want to leave that at that. So I'm just going to quickly add another sentence for you all to be like, but then I want people in my life. So for all of that showing up right now, I'd just love to land, I'd love to deliver a quick question into your worlds and see how that lands for you all. But would it be more fun for you all to have someone or people in your world, all kinds of people, all kinds of relationships, all kinds of contributions, gifting and receiving, based on past reference points, based on agendas, based on an image? Or would it be more fun to have beings in your life who you function with from perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving the infinite beings that they be, and they function from perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving the infinite beings you be, and exploring the world from always asking to know more of who you be rather than more of the image that they've decided is true and real for them. Everything that is times the godzillion can you destroy and create it all.
Yes.
What Pork Online Shorts, Boys and Beyonds. Bane's videos premiering right now on YouTube as we speak. The space is now by Dr. Dane here. So go watch it. You'll get more information on that.
Totally. Do we have Mariam's hand?
Thank you for that question, Mary Rose. It was a huge contribution, and I hope it was a contribution to you.
Yes.
And
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for asking.
You're glowing. You're glowing.
Oh,
it's because we get to be with you all.
Yes. It's the energy of the vibe that you're receiving.
Exactly.
The beauty of your country and your, truly. Yeah. Yes. So, any questions? No? Red heart.
Mariam has put herself off mute, so I can't wait to hear from her. You're going to say something?
Mariam has.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Okay.
All right. So thank you everyone for joining us. And oops. Okay. And we do have some wonderful classes coming up. And Lily, if you would like to share more, we have a lovely host, Lily and Mary Rose. And thank you, ladies, for inviting us.
And
for
thank you for letting us into your world.
truly for,
Each
you
one
know,
of you.
yeah,
Thank you so much.
for this possibility for,
Yeah, quickly, just to tap on that, what you asked. Yes, we have, we're hosting Chandana and Isha. I call them the dynamic duo
Oh,
thank
how did we
you. I
get so
love that.
lucky?
in Dubai from the 21st to the 27th of October. So we have a schedule of having a talk to the entities and relationship class on the 21st, along with Access Consciousness book launch, and getting to know the beautiful facilitators as well. From 22nd for 2 days, we have Conscious Parents, Conscious Kids class. It's a full day class. And then 24th is when they get the feel of Dubai, the land of gold.
Oh,
And
Yes.
25th
gold
to
is an
27th
elemental. Don't tap into it.
and 25th, 26th, and 27th, we have a 3-day masterclass with Chandana Bawa. That's business done different. And that's from the series of Joy of Business. What if business could be a joy?
Truly.
So I welcome you all for that, myself and Mary Rose. And we welcome you all to Dubai. Yes, we all do.
Thank you. Thank you. So,
Thank you so
super grateful,
much.
ladies.
You guys, you both,
Yeah.
all of you. Like, thank you.
Truly. So
Really.
grateful.
And we have some amazing promoters in the team. We have Hiril, we have her daughter Priyanka, we have Samantha, who's handling
Magical,
all the
beautiful
IT.
ladies.
So there's a
Yes.
lot of, and then we'll have Meena on board for the Arabic translation as well.
Anyone
So-
requires translation, we got your back.
Yes.
The ladies have your
The
back
ladies
as we
have
do.
your back. Absolutely.
Yes, truly.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, Lily. Thank you, Mary Rose. Thank you, Priyanka and Hiril.
Yes, thank you so
And
much.
thank you, everybody who joined us. Thank you, Sam.
I'm itching to leave you all with a question. What will it
Oh, yes,
take for you
please.
to know, be, perceive, and receive more and more and more of the infinite being that you all be? Instead of the image, instead of the pretense, the promises to limitations, the loyalties, what if you could ask for more of the infiniteness to show up? You don't have to go outside of you to find it. You don't have to do anything to find it. It's there. Just ask for it.
Ah, asking. Thank you, Shivani.
Thank you,
darling.
guys.
And thank you, lovely ladies, for being here.
Thank you.
Can't wait to hug you all and see you in person.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.